Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. So this channel is for education and technology only. So in the past few days, I have shared on the standardizations of the 1850 Xiu Lim Tao sets and share how the Xiu Lim Tao sets get to me and how we now can scientifically, systematically log the content of the Xiu Lim Tao sets to 75% based on real evidence data from the history and also from science or sports science. And I still receive many complaints from our Wing Chun friends. And these are old-timer Wing Chun friends. Okay? And the complaints sound like this. XYZ is a scam master. XYZ Wing Chun is a scam. XYZ Grandmaster is a fake guru. And people just want to milk their student for all this scam stuff. So I have received many messages like this, and today I like to share with you guys who have a real interest of studying Chinese Kung Fu, particularly Wing Chun. Okay, so here on you know what is going on. Now, is that scam there out there? Is that this fake guru out there? Sure. And also, there are many ignorant grandmasters out there. Okay? And so, the key is education to let everybody know what it is. It's like this. It's like you sell a product. If the consumer do not have the educations, there always room for scam or fake stuff, and sometimes it is not about scam or fake stuff, but it is about ignorance. People really do believe on it. Okay. So the traditional Chinese martial art today is full of ignorance. People who don't even understand their own culture. They don't understand how things works. And misunderstanding of stuff. And sure, there are many scam master and fake guru who go visit this guy, who visit that guy, who makes this thing, who mix that thing, and then suddenly they are guru. Okay? Or just go interview everybody in Wing Chun and they show a movie or interview with all the Wing Chun sifus around the world, and then suddenly they become the grandmaster. And we cannot say that all of them are like to scam or fake guru. Some of them might mean good, okay? Like people who don't understand the real Chinese culture might mean good to go around to interview all the teacher sifus in China and come back, claim that they know the truth. And then this sifu, often you see that this sifu talk bad about that sifu and all kind of stuff. Okay, so this kind of stuff you cannot, how to say that? We don't want to attack anybody. We want to solve the problem. The problem now, if you today people claim that there's statistically there are 6 million Wing Chuners. We want to solve the problem for the 6 million Wing Chuners. We don't want to attack who is scam or against who is the fake guru or so forth. Because some of them are innocent. Okay, like really, like some Westerner, they thought that if they go to China and then they interview everybody, every Wing Chun Sifu, then that is doing good for the people. But what they don't know is that after Cultural Revolution, how much left? And Cultural Revolution only is after 1965. And they don't even know that after the Red Boat Uprising, the Taiping 1850, how much culture, Chinese culture left, where the Taiping actually destroying Chinese culture because it's not their type of religions. Go read the history. And almost half, okay, 2/3 or half, or 1/3 or half of the Chinese population sacrificed because of the Taiping uprising. Okay? So if one don't know this, then one can go thinking, oh yeah, as soon as there's the old guy, I go interview him, he know it. As soon as he's famous, I interview he know it. So today I want to tell you, I want to put all this so-called internal stuff to rest, because what I get from all these friends from Wing Chun is that this internal Wing Chun is scam, that internal Wing Chun is a fake, that's guru, fake, or all kind of stuff. Let's settle this. Now, what is the truth? If you know the truth of the Chinese martial art or Chinese Qigong or internal art, you will not get into the trap of this ignorance or scam or whatever. Okay, so we want to put, instead of we attacking all this bad thing, negative thing, we go direct into the solution. Okay, so we are not here sitting down here bad mouth or put down or pick on people for next 100 years. We want to let everybody know after this video that you know that you're a consumer, you know what to watch out, and what is real, what is scam, or what is ignorance belief, which is not practical. The first thing, disregard of what you talk about, 1,000-year Chinese martial art or Qigong, internal, external, blah, 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 whatever. It never get away from the 6 core elements I shared with you guys the other day. Namely, the physical, the mind, the breathing, the qi flow, the strength or force flow, and the momentum. It never get away from this 6 core element. Okay, and within that 6 core element, there is the 13 state, which is, in details you want to read this book. Okay, that's what it is about. It's not my biography. Okay, so there's 613, and the 613 have to have a sequence, as in the Wing Chun Inception. In the C model, these 6 core elements have a sequence of development. No one can jump from here to there. Okay, like jump from the physical right away to the qi, or the without talking about the physical, talk about the mind power. You cannot do that. Even if you do that, you will not get it, or it will be really unstable. It's not repeatable. Okay, so that is the truth. Okay, so it doesn't matter which grandmaster, which legendary grandmaster, if they don't follow that, it's like law of physics. You don't follow that, it doesn't matter which professor you are. It doesn't work in this human world. Okay, so a few things I want to open up for you today, so you understand clearly. When people talk about mind power, they better be able to open their every joints of their body. Okay, every joints of your body. Okay, top to bottom, every bones of your body, every muscle of your body. At least the major joint and so forth is open up before they can talk about the mind power. If they cannot open up, there is no way they can talk about mind power. It's like this. Just everybody try here. If you squeeze your fist here, I ask you to quiet or relax your mind. Can you do that? Or to calm down. If you squeeze this, squeeze hard, and then you want to calm your mind, can you do that? Well, you cannot. Because this is you human are based on your body. Okay? And open up your body is not about lifting your anus, straighten your spine, or just hanging your head. It got nothing to do with that. You have to open up your mind, meaning that literally mean that every joint, you know how those things, you can relax it and let it naturally open up. Most people don't know that. Even most so-called internal art people have no idea on this exists. Okay? But the body has to be conditioned that way. The second thing is, after one open up this body so that the body be able to put into the state of so one can use it, only then you can talk about the mind. But even the mind, there are different states, as I state here clearly here. You want to use awareness, not those intensity, like people say total concentration. Well, good luck. You do that, you're going to get your mind into tunnel vision. And that tense up your body, your physical body. That's not what the real deal is on common denominator, basic traditional Chinese martial art or internal art. Disregard how you call it internal, external. This is just human biomechanics. It's how human works. Okay? So anybody talk about mind power and do not know how to open up their body, they don't know what it is. Not to mention, this is the 12 meridians of the body. And open up the body involve open up the part of the body which is related to the meridians. Particular meridians have particular muscle group or muscle part. Okay? So you need to know that. The second thing is about, everybody talk about qi, using your qi. Well, this is the physical, the first layer. The second is the mind. The third is breathing. The fourth layer is the qi layer. If one have not have the capability of deep lower abs breathing, forget about qi. The Chinese, the first thing the Chinese do in the 100 day of training is to get that natural lower abs breathing. Only after that they can talk about so-called the qi flow in the channel, in the meridian. Okay? And so today, how can you prove that you can have a deep breathing? Well, the same thing as in the Wing Chun Inception book. If you have a deep breathing so far, you can see it in your heart rate variability. Okay? And other thing is your oxygen in your blood. You want to talk about Xing Qi to Dan Tian? Show me your be able to handle the SpO2 and your heart rate variability. It is fair. Why? Those yoga practitioners, they can do that using heart rate variability and the SpO2 to verify their practice of yoga. So you want to claim to have the prana, it's like chi, chi like prana. we better get it scientifically, be able to identify and verify what it is. Okay? The third thing, people usually say, using your yi or your mind, don't using strength. Okay? Using your yi or using your qi and not using strength. So what it is? If you want to use your yi not using strength, we need to understand the using yi, not using strength, or using your mind, or using your intention, not using strength, doesn't mean that you don't use strength. It just means you don't use brute force. Okay? So using intention, not using strength, meaning that you not using brute force, you are using your intention to guide your strength or your force. Using your intention to guide your strength or guide your force. It is like you have a guiding missile. You don't brute force the missile. You use this intention as the remote control. You control, okay, the tracking of the missile. Now, there is a serious problem there. If you really want to get into that, according to the ancient Chinese, not according to Hendrik, okay? The first, you need to open up your entire of your body. The second, you have to put your mind, be able to put your mind to be able to switch between state, like using intention or awareness. You need to know what is that state of the mind, as I state here clearly in this book, okay? What, why, how in there. And then your breathing has to be low abs breathing. As what I mentioned, that the yoga guy and so forth can check it with the SpO2 or the heart rate variability. And on top of that, you want to go for the qi and so forth. Only after that, you are sensitive to the part of the muscle which is related to a particular channel. Okay? And only after that, you'll be able to do using your intention, not using brute force. So what do you mean, Hendrik? Well, it's very simple. I can let you sense it right away now. So once for all, you know. Even though you have not go through all of this thing, but if I can give you examples so you can experience it right away. Say if you come to study with me, if I will not be able to let you experience right away, you will no way to learn, you no way to know what it is, right? In the ancient, it said that Sifu bring you into the door. Into the door meaning let you have the first taste, first experience. Like if you want to know what is the taste of the apple, I give you a slice of apple. Later you might become apple expert. You know this is Granny Smith, this is Fuji apple. Now, those are when you're experts, but at least you know what the heck is apple. Okay, so let's go. If you push with your palm, push it while you exhale, you will feel this part of the muscle activating. Okay? Well, of course, other side of your body, your skeleton, your muscle is also function, but you can feel this part is emphasized. Okay? So this, in the palm strike, this is called the yin jing, yin type of power, yin type of force flow. Okay? It is this part. So when you say we want to use the intention to guide and not brute force, meaning that when you do a palm strike, you actually using emphasis on this side. which is synchronized with your chi flow from chest to the finger. Okay, so if that's too complicated, too complex, you just do the palm and see whether it's true or not. You are emphasized on this part of the muscle. Now, if you do a sun punch, see it is true or not, it is using this side of the muscle, emphasized on this side of the muscle. It is different than using this side. Okay? If you do this type of punch, the turning punch, see it is true or not, it is actually using both sides alternatively. And it ends up that it is both sides used. Well, that is just mean one be able to open up the part which one wants to emphasize when one throw that punch or that strike. That is the basic fundamental of using your intention, not using brute force. So analogy, it is like a missile. Mine is just the remote control. The missile, you need to know how that missile works, how that rockets work, which part of the rocket need to be ignited. Like this, you ignite this part. Like this, you ignite this part. Like this, you just alternatively, and it ends up that both sides is used. You need to have those type of training. And those type of training, be able to use this part, this part, this part, all this, it means that you have to rely on the first handling of the physical. You need to open up your physical first. If we don't even have a clue, or a punch is just a punch, we have not a clue of which part of the muscle is activated and so forth, one really don't know. Okay? So that's why in chapter 8 of the Wing Chun Inception, this is in the chapter 8 is called synchronization. It's talking about many things of that, the basic of that. Okay? And for the Chi stuff is start at chapter 5, chapter 6. Okay? The Chi stuff. And everything is based on our Wing Chun scripture. So the first line here, my translation is, this is an advanced method. It wonderfully develops body, mind, and energy. Okay? In Chinese, we can get into deep into it. Okay? Here it said that 通关开窍有奇功. Okay, this one Chinese. The accurate translation for that, it's better to say descriptions. Okay, translation is tough. That's why I just say it is wonderfully developed body, mind, and energy. 通关开窍. 通关 is open gate. Okay. 开窍 is open up the important point. Okay, or important area. 通关开窍. It's wonderful be able to open up the gate, open up the critical point, important point. Well, if I translate that in here, you don't know what it is. Okay. So today I explain. Now, so in the book I just describe it. It is about development of the body. Okay. Then later on, you know, like in this book, the 6.13.3, you know what body development means. The basic is you need to open up your body. So back to that, open up the gate. So what is the gate? Well, all this body open up is the gate. And you be able to use, if I want to use a palm, I emphasize here. That means I know I have already opened up my gate and I know which part of the body I'm going to use. Okay? So another word is, this chart you have all this joints. You need to be able to open it up. There are 7 bolts. The second thing is that there's meridians. There are 12 meridians here in the body. You need to be able to open up which part of the body or the muscle which is related to the particular meridians. So the example of the palm strike. Actually, I'm activate this thing, this muscle. Try it. You push it, see that whether you use this part of the body. Okay? And when you do a sun punch, see whether it's from this part. So that means that you have opened up the gate. The important part, you be able to use this body like a missile, and your mind thereby can handle it, can direct it. If one have no idea on this physical body, the mind state, it is awareness, it is a thinking, it is intention, have no idea on this, the natural lower abs breathing, have no idea of this, the chi flow, and the part of the muscle related to the chi flow, how the world is going to go for using yi, not using strength? How the hell is it possible? So you look at a lot of seminars, retreat, teaching internal. You look at that, you just say, okay, what does this do? When you don't have the 6 core element, this layer and layers presented, details presented, you know that that guy who presented is either ignorant or he's a fake guru. And so, we don't want to assume either everybody is fake or evil. We will say that there's ignorant. And people who join those kind of internal stuff thinking that if I have this internal based on Hendrik Santos, then I don't have to know anything. Okay, he just have this magic, so I don't have to work hard. People buy on that. It's called shortcut. Sorry to tell you, I need to have 40 years to be able to write this book. Otherwise, I have no handling of all this body stuff. I have no way I can understand the 75% I mentioned there in this thing, and there's no way I can map it in with the sport science, and so no way I can tell people what's going on. Only yesterday, I thought a group of friends here. I'm sitting here teaching a group of the friends, okay, who have practiced Qigong, Tai Chi, and so forth. So that, again, going through all this, open up the body layer and layer stuff. What I want to share with you is this. I shared with everybody yesterday. This is your Chinese Kung Fu. You want to have culture, nurture your Qi and blah, 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 that's fine. But you need to be able to prove it with the measurement like for the Garmin or Polar for your heart rate profile. And you need to know that it belongs to the recovery zone of practice or the anaerobic or aerobic. You need to know that. Okay? You say you develop Qi Gong, internal art or whatever, it has to be within that 3 category. This way, you can go to your own doctor office. If the doctor asks you, what type of exercise do you do every day? You say, oh, I do aerobic. I do anaerobic. Or you go to your doctor, you say, Doc, can I do anaerobic? And he said, well, how is anaerobic? You say, well, like fighting, the sparring, anaerobic. Or I want to lifting weight, to increase my bone density. Okay? So in the Chinese Kung Fu, you need to do that. But you know now that you know what it is, you can tell your medical doctor and let your medical doctor tell you whether you're supposed to do that or not. Whether it benefit your body or not. And if you get high blood pressure, you go to the what do you call it, the doctor. Doctor say, well, you need to do some aerobic exercise. And you go back, you look at, oh, aerobic is equivalent with my playing of these sets, solo play, and I know the what do you call it, the heart rate which I supposed to get. So it has to be like that. Okay, so we want to put all this internal stuff to rest once for all. That's the reason why all these books. Okay, this is very important because the 6 core element you need to know. This is important because now we know to get to the details and to know what the heck is going on, and then you need to verify it with science. Otherwise, are we selling snake oil? You don't want to believe me. That's why I tell everybody, don't believe me. Some friend asked me, wrote letter to me, said, well, Hendrik, I trust you. I have this 20, 30 years of the practice of the Wing Chun. Please send me to a proper path. I said, you don't want to trust me. You want to trust what is the evidence of the ancient, this book, and you want to trust the scientific measurement. You don't want to trust me. Even the people who train with me, I tell them, when you do this, you practice this Xiu Lim Tao, your heart rate has to be in this zone, because this is aerobic. If you get the anaerobic, you got a problem, or you cannot breathe. And then you check your SpO2. If after you practice the Xiu Lim Tao, your SpO2 drop, then you need to be careful for what you're practicing. Okay? So today, this is what I'd like to share with you. Very basic. The ingredient, the details is in this book. Let's stop all this using yi, not using mind, using your chi, using mind power. Drop all this thing. Because why do we want to buy some product which is only the seller know what the heck it is? Like I say, you come to my home. I teach you this using yi, not using strength. And then you go home and practice. Well, Hendrik can do this, and then you can tell your friend, I went to Hendrik's seminar, he can do this. So I spent 1 month with him. I spent 10,000 euro. And this is this. And if the friend asks you, can you do it now? As good as Hendrik? You say, no, Hendrik is the grandmaster. I am just a beginner. That's not right. That's not right. Anybody who studied with me, I say, this is the body, this is the mind, this is so forth, all the layers and all this thing. You know the same 6 core element as I know. You know the 6 core element as all the ancient grandmaster disregard of Wing Chun or Leong Zhan or Yik Kam. Same thing. You can prove it, verify it with all these variable devices today. The only difference is they might be more fluent or more have a more mature handling than us. But it's no guarantee. You might be better than me, because you might have talent better than me. Once you know the science, this technology, you develop it. That is the way how it's supposed to be. It's not like you pay $10,000 to Hendrik in Hendrik's mastermind group, inner circle, inner family, and you practice this Xiu Lim Tao set of the 1850. And your friend asks you, you say, well, this set is from Hendrik. I practiced this magic in this set. And the friend said, when are you going to get good? We say, oh, Hendrik have a 40 years old experience. I probably will not get as good as him in this lifetime. But wait a minute, you don't even know what is the details in that set. So right now what we want to do is we put the 6 core element there, the Wing Chun Inception, the equivalent with the sport science there. So it doesn't matter if Wing Chun is here today, or Leong Zhan, or the Yik Kam. Doesn't matter. Same under, same reference, same standard, same rule. No face given. It doesn't matter which grandmaster in China, which style has to subject to that. Why? Because there's scientific base. And that's what the ancient Chinese are writing about anyway. Right? So we are not selling snake oil, and we are not buying snake oil. We need education. We don't want to blame on those who sell snake oil or so ignorant that they thought they sell you a good, precious thing, but it turns out that it is not a working thing, far away from the reality. Okay, so we don't want to make everybody bad. Like, remember, in America is you are innocent until you're proven guilty, right? Those are more human, because many people are ignorant. They follow their sifu follow their sifu. So how are they supposed to know if they are not educated? So if we blame on them, it's not fair, right? But there are some evil people who really prey on the innocent, milk their student as the milk cow, right? But then this is not important. The importance is now today, as I share with you, this is what the ancient Chinese do, can be traced by today or verified by today's scientific sport science verifications. That is what important, and so forth. So we can have a direction, a way out. Otherwise, we're sitting here, keeping, complain. If you complain to me and say, oh yeah, there's a bad guy, and this is very bad, blah, 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 he doesn't know his stuff, blah, blah, blah. What good is that? So with the education, we know what is the proper way. So we all go to the proper way. Otherwise, we are wasting our time. Even we complaining, we are wasting our time. Okay, so I want to make this once for all. So later on, you don't have to complain to me. And if you complain to me, I just send this video for you, and you know what is the proper way to do so that you benefit. And so everybody can benefit. I am not the grandmaster. We just want to go to school to study as everyone is, like in the educations of today's era, that we are democratic, we learn things, and most of us people are good people, okay?